Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking closely at a devotional message from Pastor Chris. It's titled, Custodians of a Message That Works. Our goal, our mission if you like, is to really pull out the key ideas from the specific text. We want to understand what the message claims to be, how it supposedly functions.
And the implications, right, for those who follow it.
Exactly. And just to be clear, as always, we're here to unpack the ideas in the source itself. We're analyzing what it says and how it says it.
Right. Objectivity is key here.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So maybe first, just a quick word on devotional messages generally. They're meant as spiritual guidance, aiming to inspire faith and action. But this source, it starts with some really strong assertions, very bold claims about its main subject, the gospel.
Yeah.
In this context, the gospel isn't just presented as, say, a story about Jesus. It's explicitly called a living, active power. The source uses the phrase, the power of God unto salvation.
Salvation means?
Well, the text defines it broadly, like deliverance, wholeness, that sort of thing. So our aim today is to really dig into these specific claims. What are they saying? What does it imply?
And it jumps right in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The source doesn't really ease you into it. It states flat out, the gospel of Jesus Christ is a message that truly works.
Truly works. That's the key phrase.
And then it follows up saying it produces undeniable results for everyone who believes it. And again, that phrase, the power of God unto salvation, that's a pretty confident start.
It is. And you asked about confidence. What's really interesting, I think, is how the source frames the gospel to justify that confidence.
How so?
It's presented less like just a belief system or, a set of doctrines, and more like an active force, something that gets results. It suggests this direct link. Belief triggers the power, which produces the outcome.
Like a formula, almost.
Sort of, yeah. Faith isn't just passive acceptance. It's framed as the active ingredient. And that leads directly to the confidence Pastor Chris talks about. The source says, when you carry a message that works, you're confident.
Because you believe you have proof, essentially.
Precisely. Proven efficacy.
Okay, so to back this up, the source uses a story, right? A specific example.
Yes, a very vivid one. And this feels like a crucial part of the argument.
Tell us about it.
It's about a man with a, quote, very severe heart condition, diagnosed with heart failure, needing a transplant. Very serious situation.
Right.
And Pastor Chris recounts ministering to him, telling him something quite extraordinary. He says, while I'm talking with you, there'll be a change in your heart.
Wow.
All you have to do is believe what I'm telling you. Just believe and give me a few minutes of your attention.
Just believe for a few minutes. That's a remarkable promise.
It really is. And the source claims a dramatic result. After about 15 minutes, the man apparently says, yes, it's done.
It's done.
And then, according to the text, the next medical test showed, well, it says he had a new heart. All the troubles were gone.
A new heart. So the source presents this anecdote as direct evidence.
Absolutely. It's not just illustrative. It's presented as concrete proof. Bridging that gap between, abstract faith and a tangible physical result, it grounds the whole claim.
And does it stop there? Or is this presented as a one-off?
No, it explicitly broadens it. The source says this kind of thing has happened several times, and then makes the sweeping statement, it doesn't matter what the case is, this gospel works.
So moving from the specific story to a general principle, universal applicability.
Exactly. That's the rhetorical move here.
And then it connects this to Scripture, doesn't it? To give it that biblical foundation.
It does. It brings in Romans 1, verses 16 and 17.
Which says,
For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. For it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth. And it continues, for in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith.
Okay, so power, salvation, belief, faith. It ties those together.
Yes. And it also mentions Hebrews 13.8. Jesus Christ the same yesterday and today and forever.
Implying consistency, unchanging power.
That's how the source uses it. These verses are presented as the bedrock. They reinforce the idea that this isn't just a modern interpretation, but an eternal, unchanging truth. An effective message that's always worked and always will.
So the message, it has no borders.
That's the claim. The source says it works in every country, every city, and for everyone who believes. It positions the gospel as transcending culture, geography, time, everything, universal.
For everyone who believes, the belief is always the key component.
Always the trigger, yes, according to this message.
So, okay, if this gospel is presented as this powerful, universally effective force, what does that mean for people? What's the impact?
Well, the source lists quite a range of effects. It says it transforms lives.
Oh.
It brings healing and health to the sick, prosperity to the poor, and salvation to the lost. It covers a lot of ground.
Healing, prosperity, salvation. Those are major areas of human need.
Definitely. And the source uses some strong language here. It says the gospel catapults men and women from despair to victory.
Catapults. That's evocative. So it's not just about feeling better, it's about a fundamental shift in circumstances.
That's certainly the implication, a total transformation. And if you really connect the dots here, if you believe you hold a message with that kind of proven power.
You can't just keep it to yourself.
Exactly. That's the logical conclusion presented. Because it works, because it addresses these deep needs, there's almost a moral obligation implied to share it.
So it leads to action.
A strong call to action. The text encourages believers to preach the gospel boldly. And that boldness comes directly from the confidence we talked about earlier.
The confidence of carrying a message that works every time, everywhere, and for everyone who believes.
Precisely. It circles back to that core claim of reliable, universal efficacy. It's presented as a complete package, a powerful message, proof it works, and therefore the confidence and responsibility to share it.
Right, so summing up this deep dive then, we've looked at this devotional message that portrays the gospel as a dynamic, results-oriented power, grounded in specific anecdotes like the heart story and biblical references. And this belief in its effectiveness is shown to lead to immense confidence.
And a sense of duty.
A duty to share it boldly, because it's seen as this universally applicable solution: healing, prosperity, salvation, the whole spectrum.
Yeah, it's a compelling narrative structure within the source itself.
So as we wrap up, maybe a final thought for our listeners to chew on.
Well, it makes you think, doesn't it? If someone genuinely believes, truly believes, they possess a message that offers a universally effective solution, producing tangible, undeniable results, inspiring this unwavering confidence. What does that tell us?
Tell us about.
About, perhaps, the deep human search for answers, for solutions, and also about the sheer power of conviction, how strongly beliefs like these are shared and how they're received by others looking for hope or change. It's something to ponder, that dynamic between absolute belief and its claimed impact on reality.
For more information on how you can grow spiritually using Rhapsody of Realities, please visit our website, www.rhapsodyofrealities.org, or you can also visit rin.rhapsodyofrealities.org/salvation. Thank you.